morning. Hello. So, Shelley, you're going to start off, be the first speaker. We only have 105 speakers.
So I was going to start this event with a really meaningful patricide. And
What's that mean?
I feel like it's going to be a theme of the night. I have a whole new respect for my mom after working with my dad on this. I'll stop there because there's a whole litany in my mind, and I just flew in less than 48 hours ago. I cut my trip short. I'm not going to lie, there was a bribe involved. Because I said we chose to come back from DC. My husband and I got engaged and married out in California. I know some of you were at our California wedding. The toast at my wedding was about moving back to DC. There was a lot of peer pressure. We did move back, and it's actually been, it's been many years now, but my parents won the award of the Grandparents Award, and Bubbie in particular. And I was gonna write a whole speech in my mind teasing Tootsie and commending Bubbie for putting up with Tootsie because this party planning has been a whole new insight into your marriage. but I'll be quick. But I didn't want it. That wouldn't give Lenore justice, because in her own right, in addition to dealing with Marty for the past almost 58 years, I'm proud to see when you say apples don't fall far from the tree. I'm going to use tree in a singular fashion, but my mom has really been an inspiration. And I really say this, and I want my kids to hear. I can be difficult. In my 52 years of life, another 58 years of marriage, I've never known that my father was difficult, because my mother just takes everything in stride. I can't say I do the same thing. I'm looking towards my husband. In her calm and her ability to deal with big things and small, calmly, with a sense of humor, with warmth. And I want Vivi to hear this. My other daughter's away at school, but I live here, and whenever I'm coming down Rockville Pike on the way back, I call them, let me come by for coffee. And it's not out of an obligation, it's because I truly enjoy spending time with my parents, particularly my mom. And I really hold that, but I really hope my children will be my friend and hold me in that regard, not just as a parent and not out of an obligation, but because Bubbie, you are a truly wonderful person, and you've been such a role model in a million different ways. We're going to hear about the different ways she's been a role model, but those are my comments. And Tootsie, I love you too.
Well, except for that last comment, I was going to say that's one person out of the will. She recovered her status, so we're all set. The next person I'd like to call is the other person, key person in organizing this thing, is Mary Lee Dichtel. People in the promenade know her. She's a super organizer, she's an achiever, she's articulate, she's bright, and most importantly, she's a very close friend of Lenore. They chat together all the time. They're together all the time. So as a team, I have to say that they forged a team to make this whole community non-smoking. And it's those two people who did it. Got a bylaw to change it and get really amazing folks together and individually. So, Mary Lee. Yay.
Thank you, Marty. I have several pages in my hand. I have not practiced this. I wrote it, but I haven't practiced it, so bear with me. One of the best things about Lenore is her knack for connecting with people, even complete strangers. Take her favorite pastime at Costco, for example. While most of us go there to shop, Lenore turns it into a full-blown social experiment. It's not uncommon to see her strolling up to a poor, unsuspecting shopper with a cart piled high and asking, "What are you going to do with all that stuff? Where's the party? Now, if you're lucky, you'll get an answer. If not, well, let's just say, Lenore might suggest a few uses for that jumbo pack of 200 muffins or that gallon of salsa. She's like Costco's unofficial customer ambassador, always on duty, always curious, and always ready to make a new friend. Lenore's trips to Costco aren't just about people watching and questioning strangers. Oh no, there's her unparalleled appreciation for fine dining. Forget fancy restaurants or gourmet meals. Lenore's idea of a perfect lunch is a $1.59 Costco hot dog.
Bubbie's the best, and I'm not saying that because I'm clearly the favorite grandchild. She takes us to New York for Broadway shows because she knows we're extremely dramatic. She's the only member of the family that's willing to wait hours for me while we shop in TJ Maxx and then buy the clothes even though she thinks they're way too inappropriate. She has unlimited patience, if that wasn't obvious enough, by her marriage to Toots.
She puts up with Toots.
She takes us on cruises, and we get a balcony and a butler, and none of our parents even get invited. She's 100% deaf, but can somehow still hear Toots snoring and opening a bag of chips. She laughs at all of our jokes, even when she doesn't actually hear them. She takes us on cruise ships, even though I get seasick half the time and don't mention it because I'm too afraid to tell her that I'm going yard.
She puts up with Toots.
She realized we were all geniuses when we learned how to blink eyes. I love Bubbie because she always makes me her favorite cheesy broccoli. She's driven me to countless days of school, dance practices, to home, to her house and back. And she always makes me feel so special in the car. And now she stops at Starbucks without me even having to ask. She's always willing to make new friends and meet new people, even when I'm like bugs.
My cousins, Jill and Ari Bakken. Jill came from New York, and Ari from Philadelphia. Their father, who passed away, was my first cousin, and he was a dynamo. He was a large, big man with a big voice, great sense of humor, and in fact, I think it was our first date. I took Lenore to a synagogue service. It was cheap. And Big Al was in the chorus, so that was my rationale for picking that date. So that was our first date. And Big Al has been a big inspiration our whole life. So we miss him, and we're glad you're here for this celebration.
And they had a no-nick after. So.
And they had no-nick, yeah, so we had food. Also, Bruce Rafey made this trip. You want to say something? Just a couple words, okay.
Nothing prepared, but I go back with Monty when he was talking about that first 6 weeks or months when he first met the young lady, and he was very, very much telling the whole story up there. And I was at their wedding, and we got lost in New York City together a few years ago because Marty didn't want to leave the party. Clark reunion. She and I did, and we got a little lost late at night in Manhattan.
From NY Times.
And so I did want to say a few words, and I do have to catch a plane, but I wanted to at least get a word in.
Well,
And not prepared.
well, I have to say that, well, what happened is we were both fraternity buddies too. And they would have,
co-chairman of the.
well, I was the pledge master. And so I would like to go back to these reunions of the fraternity and hear what crazy things, dumbass things I used to do back in college, which I still don't believe I did, but they tell me I did.
You did.
And Bruce, Lenore would come with these events, and I'm real excited about my fraternity. Bruce's wife would not come. She's smart enough not to go. And Bruce would spend all the time with Lenore because he was sick and tired of hearing all the stories. So the big event was Lenore and Bruce having a good time at my fraternity party, so. So I'm glad you could come.
Lost in the city. Walking lost in the city.
All right, so we have Carol has had to go, and you say
I could read something she wrote.
You're gonna
if you
be
want.
Carol?
I'm gonna be Carol.
This is gonna be something new, something,
All right.
I'm gonna introduce you as
Lenore for 50 years, and we used to go out to eat every week, you know, like 35 times a year. We used to have dinner with them, and, you know, we suffered through that, but it was okay. And just the predicate is Carol and Lenore went to law school together, and I played basketball with Marty for a very long time. This is from Carol. She wrote this, so when she says I, it's not me, it's Carol, okay? Lenore and I met in '66 at the age of 21 in law school, which of course was not much fun. I met Marty, that's Carol. As he courted Lenore, she thought he was special and honest to the core. They married, had children, numbering 3, Danny, Shelley, Sharon, a perfect family. Lenore practiced family law. Marty joined S&J. Their lives are very busy, and they traveled along the way. Cruises, plays, dinner at Chad's. A better friendship could not be had. The years flew by, had good times galore, and now she's 80, and we hope for many more. Happy birthday, little Lenore, and more good times ahead. Who is keeping score? What more can be said? Love, Carol.
All right. It's still on, and I should say that I met Wayne on the basketball courts, and we took a special affinity with each other, because I thought he was the only person slower than me with a shot not as good as mine, and he thought that I was the only person slower than him with not a good shot, so we wanted each other to be on the court. And we didn't know each other's name for about 2 years. And then we became very, very close friends, so thank you, Wayne, and thank you, Carol. I think we're at a point in time where we're going to have Lenore say a few words if she wants to, and then we're going to have a birthday song. We're going to light candles and sing happy birthday. But Lenore, you want to speak first? You want to wait for the...
No, I want to thank everyone.
You want to thank everyone? Oh my God. Oh. Roger, maybe we'll go. Should we go now? You ready to roll?
Way to go, Marty.
This is, how can I forget, this was chairman of Steptoe and Johnson for quite a few years. And he made me one of the key positions at Steptoe. I had some elected positions, but the real important position was appointed, where I would run the suite at the National Park and at the Capitol Center. So we had a suite, and I was very popular at the firm with that. And my jokes were very funny there. So I thank Roger for that. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Marty. Way to forget it. As Marty said, I showed up at Steptoe and Johnson on October 29th, 1971. So that's a while ago. And within 2 months of arriving, we were invited somewhere to their house. And we were invited to their house dozens of times over the years. As a result of that longtime friendship, Marty, who's been so busy with his party, asked me to get a couple gifts for Lenore. And he said, listen carefully, spare no expense. Well, okay, so I was trying to think, what kind of gifts? Well, if she's a queen, she's a scepter.
Oh, my goodness.
And if she's a queen, she needs a crown. Here you go, here's the crown.
You
And
do the honor.
perfect for the photos.
Thank you.
But I knew that I could spend a few more dollars at Marty's, and that extravagance could only be met by bringing in a singer for the party today. So I thought, well, who should we get? Frank Sinatra's dead. Beyonce and Taylor Swift are otherwise engaged. So I went to one of my favorite stores and got a singer who
Julie likes it.
It's better than Marty singing that song. Now, I'll sum up while the singer's still going. Because I'm not sure when the singer stops, but he will stop. But throughout history, there have been many wonderful women, many famous women. And I'm going to list some of them, but I need audience participation for this. So when I start to list the famous women, or successful women, or notorious women, you're going to say Anne Lenore Schneiderman. Okay. All right? So Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, Eleanor Roosevelt, Margaret Thatcher, Mother Teresa. Now, those are kind of political types and stuff like that, but there have been many famous, beautiful women that have been succeeding in sports or movies or whatever. So I'm going to run through some of them. Grace Kelly, and Elizabeth Taylor, and Lady Gaga, Katie Ledecky, Beyonce, Taylor Swift. But as everybody's recognized so far, Lenore is part of a duo. And so I've thought about some famous couples over the years, and I think you could see if Lenore and Marty fit in with any of them. So I'm going to list some of those famous couples, and so to speak, Anne, Lenore, and Marty. So here we go. Alice and Ralph Cramden. Trixie and Ed Norton. Gracie, Alan, and George Burns. Edith and Archie Bunker. The wonderful Lucy and Desi. And Lenore Marty. Thank you.
I'm glad Roger couldn't think of some wife who killed her husband, so thank God for that.
Roger, that was excellent.
Okay, now I think we're ready for the birthday.
Can I just thank everybody?
No, I'm sorry. We're full right now. Come on, Lenore. Hey, let's hear it.
Thank you all so much for being here. I can't believe this. Marty really pulled it off. At the expense of a lot of people, I think. But I'm just thrilled. I didn't even know I had so many friends. And I want a special shout out to my twin, Minna Schwartz. We have celebrated every birthday together. So, happy birthday. My children, my grandchildren can't know how special they are to me and to Marty. They are my life. And I mean, oh, there's one. But thank you all for coming, giving up. I don't know if there's a game on today. Tonight, oh good. That's why the timing, okay. I don't know what to say, but wow, and thank you, and right, I agree. Hi. Anyway, thank you all for coming. This was really special. I just love you all. Thank you.
Right for the birthday before that. Emma, you wanted to come say something? A granddaughter. And I want to thank my cousins, the Greens, originally from Albany.
Hi, sorry, better late than never on this one. So here's my little encomium. If you know what that means, you're a nerd. My grandmother is one of the most patient, she is the most patient woman I know. For 57 years of marriage to Toots wasn't obvious enough. Sorry, Toots, I know you've been scratching strays all night. It's just too easy.
crazy. But she's not just patient with people, she's willing to understand them, to connect with people and make friendships. Even if it's with the kiosk salesman at the mall, like Bubs. He's just trying to sell you a bedazzled phone case. She's also a great listener. Most people would rather have all their organs systematically shut down one by one than listen to a teenage girl complain about whatever it is girls do. Cooking? I don't know. But my buddy, she'll listen to me rambling for hours. If you didn't know, my grandmother's love language is also quality time, which is why she traps me on week-long cruise ships surrounded by a bunch of 80-year-olds. It is nice to have them pinch my cheeks and say, "Oh, your granddaughter's so beautiful." She's always willing to spend time with me, probably to get away from Toots. Sorry again. Too easy. Back in August, my grandparents took me and my cousins to the happiest place on earth, Orlando, Florida. I somehow ended up in the hospital, gallstones, which Bubby reminisced, "Oh, I had my gallbladder taken out a few years back." Nice to know I have the gallbladder of an 80-year-old lady. 18's the new 80, what can I say? My buddy sat with me in the hospital for hours, rode with me in the ambulance, and even helped them load me into the stretcher. Yes, they could not load me into the stretcher. Yeah. She held my hand while I bawled my eyes out, convinced I was about to die in Florida, my worst nightmare. She's always been there for me. She's one of my biggest supporters, and I know she's always in my corner. She's just there thick and thin through it all. Bubby, I love you so much. Happy birthday.
Mary Lee, did I forget anyone yet?
Let's see.
All right, while you're thinking it over.
I'll think about it.
All right, now we'll have, let's see, how should we do? We'll have the cake, well, the sign, and then the cake at the same time, or what do you think? We're the expert in this thing.
Do we have a knife for do you want Lenore to cut the cake, or?
What's a heck of an idea? What an idea. Well, let's see,
Blow out the candle first, all right.
Oh, the song, okay, listen.
We'll do the song first.
Do people sing with you?
Yes, of course.
Not all the cool influence, I don't want to hear you.
Sure. So this is my wife Robin. But, so just like Mary Lee said, Marty, at the very last second yesterday, said, "Oh, can you lead everybody in happy birthday song?" So, and then he also told John, "We don't need a microphone." Now, what would we have done without a microphone today? So luckily we knew better. So we'd like to sing a happy birthday song, but before we do, I just want to say it's a privilege, it really is a privilege to be here for Lenore's 50th birthday party, and I think that, you know, like Alan and Rona, we've only been here 3 years, and Lenore and Marty just welcomed us with open arms, as many people have here, and I think you'll agree that Lenore is just a ray of sunshine, don't you think? She's just unbelievable. She just is, everywhere she goes, she's present. So the thing about the happy birthday song is that every time you hear it, even when you guys came in, everybody's out of tune, everybody's singing a different key, everything. So what we're gonna do is something different. We're actually gonna everybody sing together. And this is the note that you want for guys. Girls, right? And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna all do it together because we're getting videoed, all right? Or recorded or something. So here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to somebody. Happy birthday, dear Lenore. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. You're on.
Excellent job.
So can we do it again? Come blow out the candle, and then we'll like that.
You want it again?
Let's get a picture, we'll bring the cake, we'll get a photo, and then we'll free everybody. All right, one more time.
Put it in the front.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lenore. Happy birthday to you. Blow out the candles and make a closing remark. I've been instructed to make a closing remark.
No, I'll say.
Okay.
You need to blow out your candles first.
Okay.
Make a big wish.
We don't want to set up a
10
false
more
alarm.
years. Everybody here come to my 90th?
Yes, yes.
And also, is this the cake made by Lorraine and Dorset?
Oh, my
I think I thanked already our great actors. Yeah. How about that, huh?
Yeah.
Thank Paul, he mixed the ingredients.
All right, everyone, line up, get your breakfast, and then get your cake, and have a wonderful time. If there are other speakers, by the way, let me know. We may have a few minutes at the end, but I think we've had a lot of speakers.
Tomorrow, what about tomorrow?
Tomorrow. All right.
Somebody has it. It's around.
What?
Yeah.
Shelley?
This has been wonderful, and we want to hear from everybody, but I think we all need to move around and so between my phone and Wayne has been recording, we want to hear from you. So if you have some words you want to give to Lenore, because we're, Marty, he's going to edit together, we're going to have a whole video. So I invite you to find me, find Wayne, find another Schneider person, and let us record your remarks. If you left a tribute, we have that. If you want to say something else, let's do that. Tootsie, we want to hear from you, but I think we want to hear from Bubbie for a minute and let her wrap it up. Okay, so.
I wrapped it up.
You wrapped it up. I was outside schmoozing with the cousins. All right,
No, it's a wrap. Zara and Mikey.
Should we call Zara and Susan?
No. Okay, so
Okay, no more speeches.
Tootsie, take it home.
All right, let's
No,
go.
no more speeches.
Coffee and cake. All right, come on, and then we go around. Say hello.
I'm gonna interview you. No, you don't do anything. Don't do anything, okay? So what are your feelings today on this?
I am just feeling so much giddy. I'm actually trying to record a video right now.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
interview him later. Can you tell him to move
We're actually
away?
in the middle of an interview. I'm just feeling, I'm so happy that so many people love Bubbie like I love Bubbie. Like hearing all the nice things that so many other people think of her, that I know I think of her, everybody talking about her warmth, her patience, and just her kindness. It just, I know all those things about her, and I'm so happy that she gets to hear everybody that she loves say those things about her, because it's the truth. Like she really is one of the best people that I know. She's like the best role model for me, and she's always just been such a light in my life, and I'm so glad that she gets to hear what a light she is for all the people in her life.
Did you hear anything that was not true? I mean, some of the stuff wasn't true.
It's not about Bubbie, because everything that was positive about Bubbie is always true. Tootsie got a lot of harsh remarks today. From not one person had a speech where it wasn't a slight to Tootsie. But I think,
What do you think about those remarks about your grandfather? I mean, that was really hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm hard on him.
I think Tootsie, to some extent, he deserves a little heckling sometimes.
He gets on your nerves,
loves
doesn't he?
Bubbie, and Bubbie loves Tootsie, and they're a perfect duo. They're the best grandparents I could ever ask for.
But he does get on your nerves, doesn't he?
Sorry?
He gets on your nerves. You told me that
He gets on
before.
everyone's nerves. Everybody pointed it out, but
Okay.
they're the best. I have only good things to say about both of them. I'm so grateful for them, and I love them both with everything in me.
Okay, you want to send a special message to your grandmother?
Yes, Bubbie, happy birthday. I hope you have 80 more. You really are one of my favorite people in the world. I look up to, I hope to be like you someday. And I cannot express the gratitude and love I have for you.
Okay, good.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.